Her voice cracked through the hallway like a blade, high, sharp, impatient. "Get up!" I didn't. Not because I couldn't, but because something inside me recognized the danger laced beneath her tone. A tremor, not pain, not fear, just recognition, ran down the spine I was learning to trust again. My wife's hand shot forward, fingers curling around my crutch. Warm, sweaty, desperate. Then, a single tug. The world tilted. I hit the floor hard, ribs singing, vision flickering around the edges. Laughter. Hers, her father's, her cousin's, echoed off the walls like the mocking calls of birds circling a carcass. "Stop faking it," she hissed. "You're just leeching." Leeching. Interesting choice of word. My cheek flattened against the marble tiles. Cold, smooth, familiar. I stared at the base of her father's birthday cake stand. Blue fondant, gold candles, while their amusement swelled above me, a drowning tide of voices. I did not speak. Silence is heavier than any crutch. Then the laughter broke, shattered by a voice I knew intimately. A calm voice, measured, deadly. "Don't touch him again." Footsteps approached. Not frantic, deliberate. My surgeon stopped beside me. I felt, rather than saw, the weight of his stare settling on the woman I had once trusted to keep me upright. He placed a firm hand on her shoulder, and then he said 6 words that rewired every expression in the room. "He isn't faking. You all are." Gasps, shuffling, a sudden suffocating silence. I pushed myself upright slowly, letting every muscle scream on its own timeline. My wife's face drained of color, fear blooming where arrogance once lived. And all I could think was, good, let the unraveling begin. The pain eventually faded. The memory did not. In the nights that followed, I replayed the moment again and again, her hands ripping away my support, her laughter spilling effortlessly across the room. It wasn't just cruelty, it was familiarity, an old rhythm, one she'd developed long before the crutch ever existed. That night, lying awake with a dull throb of healing bone and rotting trust, I finally admitted what I had sensed for months. She wanted me weak. She needed me helpless. My injury had simply become a convenient stage. But there had been other signs. Her sudden late nights, the whispered calls she answered in the bathroom, the way her phone never left her hand anymore, the way she flinched when I reached for it casually one afternoon. At first, I told myself it was stress, or paranoia, or the simple drift of a marriage tested by recovery. But the truth never drifts. It cuts, precisely, quietly. The break in her voice when she said she was at the office, the misplaced receipts, the scent of a cologne I didn't own in our car. I watched her, not like a jealous husband, like a survivor observing the tremors before a collapse. Her cruelty at the birthday wasn't random. It was escalation, a symptom, not a cause. And somewhere between the pain and the silence, I felt a cold realization settle inside me. She wasn't trying to break me. She was preparing to leave me. But she wanted to leave with everything. My inheritance, my accounts, my properties, my name. Greed isn't a personality trait. It's an ecosystem. And she was thriving. So I played along, carefully, quietly, methodically. While she slept, I checked our shared digital drives. Not to invade her privacy, but to protect mine. Deleted messages, hidden folders, encrypted backups. People hide what they're ashamed of. People encrypt what they plan to use. I collected quietly, phone logs, receipts, tracking data, email metadata. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is noise. Data is music. Inside the portal, I uploaded a second test, one she didn't know I had taken. Not DNA, financial, audit level, tracing unexplained transfers, unauthorized access attempts, forged signatures on documents she assumed I wouldn't review while medicated. Every night I placed new pieces onto the invisible board between us, and every morning she moved carelessly, unaware of the trap forming beneath her feet. She smiled more suddenly, cooked dinners she never used to, checked my pill bottles a little too often. Pity disguised as affection. It almost made me laugh. I didn't want revenge, I wanted truth. Precise, undeniable, irreversible. And I was close. Very close. The results arrived on a Thursday. 2 envelopes. One digital, one physical. Both devastating. But not to me. Her financial trail was unmistakable. She had been transferring money into a private account for months. My money. Funds rerouted using forged authorization codes she assumed I was too drugged to recognize. But the real knife came from the digital portal, a communication log synced between her phone and a contact saved under the name Office. No office employee texts someone at 2 a.m. saying, "He's asleep, come now." I didn't storm, didn't cry, didn't even breathe differently. That evening, I handed her a symbol sheet of paper across the dinner table. She scanned it. The color drained from her face. What is this?" "Your blueprint," I said softly. She looked at me, eyes trembling, searching for anger. There was none, only clarity. She crumpled, right there at the table. The mask shattered. Tears, stuttering, panic. I simply waited. Silence sharpens truth. I didn't shout, didn't insult her, didn't accuse. Instead, I slid a second envelope toward her. "Open it." She hesitated, hands shaking, mouth trembling. Inside, photos of my villa in Switzerland, the estate she thought I sold, the life she thought I didn't have. My voice was calm, almost gentle. "I've been moving my assets for months, before you started stealing, before you started lying." Her breath hitched. "I left you everything here," I continued, "because everything here is worthless to me now." She reached for me. Instinct, habit, desperation, but I leaned away. No anger, just distance, real, permanent distance. "You planned to bleed me dry," I said, "but you were drinking from an empty glass." Her face twisted, horror, regret, collapse. I stood, steady, without the crutch she once ripped away. "My lawyer will contact you." No yelling, no threat, just a verdict. I left the house with a single bag, clothes, documents, keys to a future she never knew existed. She called after me, soft, broken, pleading. I didn't answer. Some echoes aren't worth turning toward. Outside, the air felt different, clean, honest, uncomplicated. My phone buzzed once, my surgeon checking in. I replied with a single word: free. As the gate closed behind me, I understood something simple, sharp, and final. People don't change when you expose their lies. They change when you stop giving them a place to hide. And I had stopped. For good.